If you grew up like I did, then family movie night conjures up all sorts of nostalgic feelings. Staying up past your bedtime, gorging yourself on popcorn and chocolate, getting swept away in a fantastic adventure, and sometimes seeing something absolutely horrific that scars you for life. Now, before we get started, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us continue to make some great content that you can enjoy. All right, without further ado, here are 5 family friendly movies that suddenly turned shocking and destroyed the childhood of millions. Number 5 is Pee Wee's Big Adventure, 1985. Tim Burton's first feature film became an instant cult classic and launched his long and storied career. Based on the wildly popular Pee Wee Herman show, this movie was already destined to have an audience, but its success exceeded Warner Brothers' expectations, leading them to hire Burton for big budget movies like 1989's Batman. But we're here to talk about one scene in particular, and you probably might have guessed it, Large Marge. In the movie, Pee Wee hitches a ride with a mysterious trucker who slowly ramps up the creepy trucker vibes and then delivers the jump scare that ended a generation's childhood. You gotta love everything about this scare. It's classic Tim Burton through and through, and it's something he even expanded on further in Beetlejuice. At number 4 is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971. Based on the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl, director Mel Stewart clearly knew the real star of the film was Gene Wilder. Renamed Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, this movie is an absolute showcase for Wilder's talent. Now, for the most part, Willy Wonka plays like a standard family movie. There really aren't any truly grotesque scenes, sorry Violet Beauregard, and no jump scares either, but there is one sequence where a serene boat ride down a river of chocolate turns into an LSD-fueled nightmare sequence with Gene Wilder acting like a complete madman. It's a surprising and strange tone shift in the movie to be sure, but expertly crafted thanks to Wilder's ability to build distrust in Wonka's motives as the movie progresses.
What is this, a freak out?
Number 3 is Who Framed Roger Rabbit from 1988. This was a pretty unique movie that could never be made in the modern era, not just because of the scene we're talking about today, not even because of the portrayal of Jessica Rabbit, but because it was the only movie in history to feature Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny on screen together. Can you imagine Disney being cool with that nowadays? I don't think so. So anyway, in the movie, something is amiss in Toontown, and it's up to the amazing Bob Hoskins to figure out what. Now, the end of the movie features his showdown with Christopher Lloyd, and trust me, it gets disturbing. So, not only is Lloyd's character steamrolled flat, but then he gets back up and reinflates himself on screen, and then his eyeballs fall out and they're replaced by horrific cartoon eyes, and after all that, he ends up graphically melting on screen. Seriously, how is anything we just saw acceptable for a family movie with Mickey Mouse in it? Number 2 is The Never-Ending Story from 1984. If you're a child of the 80s or 90s, then you've probably seen The Never-Ending Story too many times to count. It's definitely a classic family movie right up there with The Princess Bride. They both feature a narrative within a narrative, and they both get a little dark in places, but The Never-Ending Story definitely leaned more towards children's entertainment, which is why our next scene scarred a generation. Say it with me now, the Swamp of Sadness. Yeah, you knew where we were going with this one, right? What happens next, though, is one of the most heartbreaking scenes in a kid's movie ever.
You gotta move or you'll die! Move, please! I won't give up! Don't quit!
Ouch. I'm telling you, if you could collect all the tears that kids have spilled over the death of Artax, I think it could probably fill an ocean. And that takes us to number 1, which is The Witches from 1990. This is the newest film on our list, and it's easily the most shocking. Also based on a book by Roald Dahl, The Witches starred the supremely talented Angelica Houston as the leader of a child-murdering witch coven. You know, just some light family fare. Alright, let's not kid around though. The Witches might be only rated PG, but it's easily the most sadistic kids movie ever released. Director Nicholas Roeg, known for his controversial, boundary pushing R rated movies, was certainly a strange pick by Warner Brothers for a kids' film, and the result is a surprisingly nihilistic and unsettling family movie that makes no effort to tone down the malevolence of the book it was based on. And the scene we're talking about today is the unmasking scene where Angelica Houston graphically peels her own human face off to show her true witch form. And as you're watching this nightmare unfold, just remember this was rated PG. Oh my gosh, imagine being 8 and going to bed after watching that scene. Yikes. Alright, that's it, guys. 5 family movies that absolutely wrecked us as children. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more great upcoming content. Until next time.
Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.